Hello friends, Harshal here and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll explain you how can we configure elastic load balancer and the auto scaling group in ECS. So let's get started. So I'm going to the cluster, and first of all I need to create a cluster. So in my previous video I told you how to create a cluster and the service. So I'll directly go here, and the cluster name it should be ECS cluster, then T2 micro. Okay, and number of instances, so yeah, 1 is fine. And then if you want key pair, we need key pair. So right now I don't have key pair, so for now I have to create a key pair first. So for that reason I have to go here in key pair, and okay, here is the key pair. So we have to let me create a key pair which is named as demo. Pair is RSA and the private key format, that is .pem, and I'm creating the key pair, and automatically that the file that is demo.pem is automatically downloaded in my machine. So we are using this key pair. Okay, so now I need to add that key pair, that is demo, and then I'm choosing that default VPC, then the subnet, then security group, that is fine. Yeah, use subnet setting, security group inbound rule. So here is 80. Okay, I'm good with it. So yeah, container instance IAM role. So here by default it is ECS instance role, and now our cluster will be created. So once you create the cluster, here EC2 instance will be created. So yeah, it will take some time because cluster is not yet created. There is a cloud formation stack also created. Yeah, so its resources successfully created. Go to view cluster, and here register container instance. Okay, it is now in pending state. So that EC2 instance we can also call it ECS instance. So why we call it ECS instance? Because ECS agent is by default running in this instance, that is EC2 instance. So that is why we can call it ECS instance or EC2 instance. Both is correct. So yes, it is running now. Let me check if I can take SSH, because I have created new PEM key. So yes, it is PEM, and in my download we can see that is PEM demo.pem. But before that I need to do chmod 400. Execution permission should be given demo.pem, and now we are good to take SSH. So yeah, SSH, okay, we cannot take access because we have not added SSH port. So if I go to here in the instance, EC2 instance, So simply go to security, and here I need to add SSH port, because only port 80 we have added. We have not add the rule that is SSH. So yeah, now I'm adding it to everywhere, anybody can access it. So yeah, save. Okay, now we can easily take SSH. Yes. Okay, now we are into Docker. Yes. So no, so yes, there is one task is running, that is ECS agent is running, so that is the container ID for this task is running. Okay, so now our cluster is created. So this is ECS cluster is the name, and now we have to create the task definition, and that task definition we have to add in the service. Now create new task definition with EC2 and go to next, and here the definition name, task definition name. So right now httpd task. Okay, you can give any name, and then no need to add any task role. Then task role execution, that is fine. Okay, now here I'm giving 300 MB and then 300 MB. Then we have to add the container, so that is httpd yeah, httpd service okay, httpd container, that is fine. So here we have to httpd 2.4. you know how can we write that image, so just refer my previous video, you will come to know that how can I get this. Then private repository authentication, no, I don't need. Here let me give 300 only. Then port mapping, so right now I don't want to map any port. Okay, first of all let me tell you about auto scaling, so that's why I'm adding this port 8080 and this is 80. So here that is in advanced container, that is fine. And now we have added, okay, everything is good. And now creating, so our task definition has been created, which is a version 1, revision 1, right? So now go to the cluster quickly, and inside cluster and to create a service, so I'm creating service now. Right now there is only one revision, that is 1, which is latest, and this is the cluster, that is ECS cluster. And now service name httpd or ECS service, you can give any name. Then replica, okay, and the number of tasks, that is 4. I want to run 4 tasks, right? And this is 100 and 200 disable. Okay, so right now let me only run the 2 tasks. Okay, so because I wanted to tell you something about auto scaling group, right? Now here AZ business balance spread, then next step. Okay, not adding application load balancer, we will add it later in this video. So for now I just wanted to show you about auto scaling group, that how it works. So now the service has been created, view the service, and here our service is created. Where is here is the cluster and here is the service, right? This is the service, okay. And then replica, it means multiple containers can be created. And then this is task, this is desired task, that is 2, but only one task is running, okay. There are desired task is 2. I wanted to run 2 tasks, but only one task is running. Why? So we will see we will see. So here in the task, if you go here, only one task is running, right? And here in ECS instance, if you go down here, you can see that container instance and the ECS instance. So as I told you before while beginning this video, that ECS instance and the EC2 instance that you have created here, both are same, okay. That is the instance ID, and this is the ECS instance or EC2 instance. So this is the same as this, right? 6374 and 6374. Then you can see that container instance. So what happened basically, we have launched ECS instance, and inside that ECS instance, the container instance has been created. It means that the container is created. So this is the container instance, okay. And inside that container, if I click on this, okay, so now you can see that inside container, now you can see that the task is running, only one task is running in that container, okay. And the task definition is this, okay, it is running. So in this way you can see, okay, right. So now going back to ECS cluster, and let me go to metrics. So yeah, in the last video I told you about the metrics. There is no scheduled task, I guess, yeah, and no tag, and there is no capacity providers, okay. There is no auto scaling group till now, okay. So in service, if we go here, there is no load balancer, okay. If we have added load balancer, then the details you will get here. There is only task, only one task is running, okay. Out of 2, only one task is running. Then if you want to see the events, you can see here service has started one task, right? And here service was unable to take place task because no container instance met all the requirement, okay. There is out of 2 tasks, only one task is running, and the second task is not running because there is some issue. It is unable to place a task because no container instance met all of its requirement. Why second task is not running? Because we have set we have defined the port, that is 8080. So there is only the host port should be 8080. So every server, any server or any EC2 instance has only one port, that is 8080. There must not be the same host port, okay. And I wanted to run 2 host port, that is 8080. So 2 host port with the same port number, that is 8080, will not run, okay. So for that reason, if I wanted to run this, if I wanted to run both the tasks, in that case what I have to do, I simply go to here, and now here auto scaling group comes into the picture. Now how it will work? So there is here in the auto scaling group, you can see okay. So here if I auto scaling group is already created. Once you create the ECS cluster, so the auto scaling group is also created. So I click here and I edit here. So here you can see the desired capacity is 1 and the maximum capacity is 1. It means one instance will be created, scale up or scale down, scale up, right? Only one instance will be created, right? There is no other, second instance or 2-3 instance will be created. Only one instance will be created, okay. Only one instance is created, and one instance is available, and that is already available, okay, right? So yes, okay, if now there are two tasks, every task run on 8080 host, right, inside the 8080 port. In that case, what I have to do, I have to run I need two EC2 instances, so that's why desired capacity is 2, and here maximum capacity is 2. Desired capacity means it has to be 2 instances, and the maximum capacity means it maximum up to 2 instances. So yes, we want 2 instances. Why? Because there are 2 tasks, and 2 tasks cannot be run in a same EC2 instance, so that's why we need one more instance, that is 2 instance we need, right? So yeah, and update it. So once you update, and now you go here and check it out, here in the task, right? If I refresh it, it will take some time. Okay, so meanwhile I would like to show you the instances. So here you can see the new instance is now creating, okay, because we have set auto scaling group, that is two EC2 instance needed, right? So if you add number 3, then 3 instance, desired number, if you add 3, then 3 instance will be created. If you add 4, then 4 instance will be created. So according to the count, according to the number, the EC2 instances will be created. So now automatically it is creating now. It is scale up to 2 from 1 to 2, and now we will see EC2 instance now here. And if we check here, yeah, it will take some time because, okay, I just pause this video for some time. Okay guys, now you can see 2 tasks is now running, right? So now okay, let me start from service. Okay, so there is same service, and the task is running, that is 2. Okay, there are 2 tasks is running. So here you can see the task 1, this is the ID for task, and this is the second task. Okay, there are 2 task IDs. Then now this is the task definition, okay, all from revision 1, and then container, that is this is the container instance, and here this is the container instance. Okay, so in EC2 or ECS instance, the container instance is created, and inside that container instance this task is running. And here on the second EC2 instance, this container is created, and inside this container this task is gets running. Okay, so here in ECS instance, okay, so here is the container instance and the ECS instance. Now you can see, okay, there are 2 instances, and there are 2 instances is in ECS instances. Okay, now metric, okay, that we don't have to look it for. Okay, so now you understood that how it works, right? So okay, now we have to it is very simple to configure that auto scaling group. Okay, it is automatically the EC2 instances will be created. We can scale up or scale down EC2 instances automatically. That's why it is called auto scaling, right? Okay, so now I would like to tell you about load balancing. Now load balancing means what? The number of requests can be routed to the different containers, okay, according to the capacity. Okay, so that is load balancing. It will balance the load. So okay, I'll tell you how can we use that load balancing. So for load balancing we need to go to cluster, and here inside cluster you can see ECS service. Okay, so if I update the ECS service, let me click here and let me update the service. Okay, already ECS service has been had created. So if I go to next, and here this is the configure network. Here you can simply read elastic load balancing not configured. Load balancing setting can only be set on service creation. So on service creation only we can set load balancing. Now we cannot set load balancing, right? So for that, let me cancel it, and now I have to create load balancer. Now I have to create a new service. So if I click on that new service, and here let me select EC2, and inside EC2 there is latest one. Okay, so before that I forget. Okay, first of all I need to go to task definition. I have to create new revision. Okay, so let me go here, and inside that HTTP container, that is okay, this is 8080. So now I'm just removing it so that I can add more task. That's why. Okay, now I am updating it. Now creating. Okay, the second revision is now created. Go to the cluster. Inside cluster, now I am creating a new service. Okay, so this is EC2 selected. Okay, the current revision is 2 now, and the cluster is the same, and that is new HTTPD service, new service. Okay, now replica number of tasks that I wanted to run, that is 4. Now 4 tasks will be running. Okay, and then the minimum is 0, maximum is disable. That's fine. And then okay, so everything is good. And now here we can add the application load balancer. Okay, why we are adding application load balancer? Because multiple tasks allow per container instance. So here we can run multiple tasks in a container, right? In the load balancer. And here in classical load balancer, only one task allow per container instance. So every container instance, only one task is allowed to run. So that's why this is also important. Okay, so I just choose application load balancer over classic load balancer. Okay, so here a service role, here is the service role, IAM role. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and there is no load balancer. If there is any load balancer available, then we can directly get here. So right now we have to create load balancer. So I'm going here in the load balancer, and inside load balancer. Okay, so here simply you can create the load balancer, and inside the load balancer, here you can see that application load balancer, and you can create it now, and give the name of load balancer, that is let us say ECS ALB, application load balancer. Then go back. Okay, now go down, and here this is the VPC, and just select ECS. Right. Okay, and now we have to create a security group, and we have to add port 80. So let me go here, and security group name ALBSG, or application load balancer security group, that is fine. And this is NA. Okay, inbound rule, here we have to add port 80. To everywhere, and now create security group. So security group has been created, and this is the security group, that is LBSG. So here I need to refresh it, and here LBSG, the security group that we have created. Okay, so and okay, now we also need to create target group, which is not required, but still we have to create that dummy target group. Okay, so right now there is no target group, so let me go here, and simply I need to create a dummy target group. So the target group name, that is dummy TZ. Okay, don't have to do anything, just go to next, and no need to select anything, simply create a target group. So this is dummy target group, that's it. Refresh it, and now we can see dummy target group. Okay, and then just go down and create load balancer, and our load balancer has been created. Okay, now we can see the load balancer. This is our load balancer. Okay, it is in provisioning state. So let's go to ECS, and here let me refresh it. So automatically it takes the load balancer, it fetch the load balancer, and here HTTPD container, that is port 80, the container name and the port 80. So here okay, now I have to just add it here, port 80 HTTP, and now target group, it is already selected, target protocol, that's fine, and here simply slash, that is enough, and here 1, evaluation order should be 1 here. And now the new service needs to remove, and yeah, we are good. Next, and yeah, next. So now target group has been created, rule created, service created, so everything has been created. And now we go to the service, and here okay, let me go here. Okay, so this is new service, so I'm going here into new service, where we have created the application load balancer, right? So here is the auto scaling group, no auto scaling group configured for this service. Okay, that's fine. So here this is the this is regarding load balancer and the task that is running. So these are the 4 tasks that is running, and this is event. Okay, so the service registered 4 targets in target group. So yeah, that service is running. So these are the 4 tasks is running, and there is no auto scaling group has been created. There is deployment. Yeah, this is the only deployment, that is primary. There is no other active active deployment, so there is only deployment, that is the primary deployment. And then metrics and tag, which is not that much important. So going back to ECS cluster, and here if we can see there are 2 services has been created. This service is not active, right? And but the new service, this service is active. So now going to task. Okay, there are multiple services, we can see 1 2 3 4 5 6. So if I go to the new service, here is okay, here is only one deployment, and if I go back and going inside this ECS service, and here there is a different service, is there is this service is this deployment, it is deployed here. Okay, so we can deploy multiple revisions here, and it will be shown here the deployment. It is fine. So here if I go to auto scaling group, no auto scaling group has been created. Okay, then event and task, so there are only 2 tasks is showing. Okay, now go back to new service. Okay, so here now what we have done, we have now configured load balancing here. Okay, and the container port, that is 80, right? So there are 4 tasks is running, and all container port is 80 port 80 port 80 port 80. Okay, there are 4, but the host port will be changed. Host port would be different, right? So let me show you about that. So I'm going to EC2, and here okay, let me go inside ECS and let me go and delete the okay, that ECS service that I have to delete, right? So let me go here, and how to delete it. So here you can go and simply okay, not here. Okay, from here you can probably stop the service, but yeah, that's it. Okay, that's not a problem. So let me go here and take SSH. Now there are total 6 tasks is running. Okay, 2 tasks from service 1 and 4 tasks from service 2. Here you can see, right? So there are total 6 tasks. Okay, so there are 2 tasks from revision 1, and there are 4 tasks from revision 2. Okay, so I can also remove this task, but that's it. Okay, that's fine. If I don't remove, that's okay. So now what I have to do, I simply need to check docker ps, right? So here you can see there are 3 tasks running on EC2, right, on one ECS instance, right? Okay, so there are 3 tasks is running on EC1 instance and ECS instance, and on second ECS instance rest 3 tasks will be running. Okay, so here what I have to do, I simply need to at the load balancer, I go to any one of ECS instance, so or both the ECS instance, and simply I need to allow security group. So where is here in the security group, let me go inside here, and here I need to allow security group. So inbound rule, here add the port, that is all traffic. So I wanted to shift all traffic on ALB security group, right? So that is the security group of load balancer. Okay, it will directly go to port 80, and through that it will run the task. Okay, so what happened, all the traffic will be shifted to the load balancer through that security group, and after that it will run the container. So this is way it is work. So allow all traffic to load balancer. So it allow all traffic to load balancer. So that is the security group of load balancer. That's why. So now I am saving this setting. Now here, okay, so now all the traffic has been shifted to load balancer. Now if I go to here in the load balancer, let me go here in the load balancer, and here in the load balancer you can see that DNS name, right, a record. So just copy this DNS name, and simply if I need to go here in the different browser, and let me paste it. So see, it works, right? So now what happened, all the traffic has been going through the load balancer, and load balancer will load the EC2 instance. There are two EC2 instance, and in two EC2 instance there are three containers are running. Okay, so there are 3 container running in one here in the where is EC2 instance? Here is the EC2 instance, and we have added security group of load balancer in the security group of that EC2 instance. So inside that EC2 instance there are 3 containers is running, and the load balancer will balance the load, will balance the request, and will route the traffic according to the request which is received for HTTP. Then it will load, it will balance the load, and automatically that task will started running on that container, right? Or if needed, I can also add security group here. Okay, so here simply do the same thing that we need to go. Actually, okay, here also it is all okay. I guess both I have added all traffic to okay, let me check. So this is first, and let me go to security group, and yeah, all traffic has been going to the security group, right? And in second is ECS instance in the security. Okay, so here also all traffic has been shifted to security group of load balancer. So this is how you can configure the load balancer, and it will work accordingly. So thank you so much guys for watching my video. Have a good day. Bye.